and the forces now, I think, for movie are even weaker than fantasies in the end. Lita, I'm sorry, Fantasy. Sorry, I just commentated Lita versus Fantasy, as you can tell. Fantasy is dropping again in the back base area. He's going to pick off the probe, almost picking off the probe that's about to expand there, and now he's going to go in again, just constantly putting a little bit of pain here, economic pain, on movie, and also forcing him to dance around Dragoons, also possibly causing a huge disaster for movie if he gets unlucky and a mine blows off and kills like all of his probes. That's a cute girl. And there is a pair of droppables, I guess, shuttle and a dropship. And we'll see who does more damage. So far, Fantasy has shown himself way better, though, with his drops. I mean, obviously we haven't seen anything from Movie yet. And Movie is going to have to do something. Fantasy has got turrets now around his natural expansion. Yeah, that is natural. Oh, but this time Fantasy is unable to drop without being detected, at least. Movie's all over the place, but no, what's going on? Movie really needs to secure his front door, but no! Oh my goodness, I did not see this maneuver. Neither did Fantasy. Nobody saw this coming. There's a huge force of Dragoons down the front, but there's still a bunker being repaired by everything there, and there's still one tank in the back. Unfortunately for Movie, his little drop action didn't take out all of the tanks, only took out one tank. Other tank, that hero tank with 2 kills, all Dragoon kills, of course, has managed to hold there. Not sure how much damage Fantasy has managed to do to Movie, though, in terms of drops just now. I think both players are very close. I think Fantasy is a little bit ahead, though, still. And Fantasy, might lose that dropship if Movie intercepts. No, it looks like he won't be able to. Actually, I don't think that dropship was going there anyway. Stargate now going up for Movie. Not sure what this means. I'm going to guess it means Arbiters, though. Oh, the mine now is going nuts. Fantasy has a crazy mine. Oh, it manages to... Oh! Oh, that was horrendous. Oh, man, that was horrendous bad luck there for Movie. Ouch. Loses the DT anyway. Couple of Dragoons at the upper right. I think they're just waiting for this harassment to come. I think the observer spotted for them, and he's just waiting. Yeah, he's waiting for this dropship. But actually, these Dragoons might actually lose this battle. No, looks like they're not. All the vultures do go down. And now Fantasy is going to take a hill position here. Smart move there. Knowing he can't advance any further with that dropship safely. We got some cannons going up now for Movie. Movie is going to go for Arbiters. Those cannons are going to be good against vulture harassments and certainly are a very good investment overall. Now here comes, I believe, the second drop, the first harassment he's done this entire game. Let's see how good it is. It's a Archon. What? It's an Archon being built. It's an Archon. Why? It's an Archon. All right, so it's an Archon being dropped. I guess he doesn't want to get High Templar, so he's going to get an Archon with... All right, I guess they could be good against lots of SCVs if the SCVs hold still for them. But anyway, there's an Archon in the back. The Archons, of course, are very vulnerable to tanks and vultures. They're vulnerable against everything that Terran has. Wow, a drop now coming to the back. This is looks like a double drop almost. Yeah, it looks like it was a double drop or a 2-time drop in the back of the base here. And it looks like it's going to be able to take out... some units, although that one Archon's still alive. I think it's going to go down, though, to the tanks. Oh, but the mine drag by epic mine drag there from Movie. Wow, this kid has got the right stuff, I got to say, man. I think he knew that mine was there, and it was the right place to put a Dragoon. The right person at the right place. Very nice work. Very, very nice work there from Movie. And Movie now is at 4 bases. Fantasy at 3. Although he might be able to harass the hell out of this new base now. We'll see if he knows it's there at the inside 12 o'clock middle area. I gotta say, that harassment could have been disastrous for Movie up there at the upper left, but that was very, very nicely done. But this harassment still manages to get in for Movie. I think the cannon's actually going to stop most of the damage it would have done had there been no cannon. But now Movie is going to go for another harassment inside. He's going to drop a tank, but this tank is in bad position, actually. He's going to drop a Zealot. The tank is going to kill it off, though, because the Zealot was in bad position. And now the shuttle going to venture in to die, it seems. Oh, that was a mistake from Movie. Oh, what was that? Just a mistake. So Movie does not manage to do much damage there. Fantasy, I think he knows about this new base there. Pretty sure he will now, at least. Yeah, he does know. There are 2 tanks being dropped. I don't think it's going to do anything. An Arbiter is out and might be saving up for recall. Nice work there by Movie, killing off the dropship first instead of the tanks. And that was definitely a smart move, stopping the harassment, at least for a little bit. But Fantasy's still going to be able to get up there. Oh, and the tanks manages to take out enough defenses for the Vultures to go in. Nice work by Fantasy. I think that's going to really cripple the economy at that new base. Yeah, the economy's dead at that new base. So Fantasy, once again, taking the economic advantage. Protoss need to be 1 or 2 bases ahead of the Terran at this point, and that is not true for Movie. Fantasy able to keep up the pressure this entire game. Oh, these mines are going to slaughter these Zealots. Bad move there from Movie. Fantasy has just pretty much out-vultured Movie this entire game, I gotta say. That's been Fantasy's move. And of course his Vulture drops. I mean, that's the name of Fantasy's game, basically, in every matchup, is the Vulture drop. I mean, he is indisputably, for good and for bad, the best Vulture dropper in the world. I say for good and bad because, I mean, it's very good to be very good with them, but at certain times they're just not appropriate, as we know of at least one type of build that is very inappropriate, I think, to use all the time, at least, with Vulture drops. Anyway, looks like we've got a +1 attack for Movie. Movie going to be facing Fantasy's Vultures again in the front. I mean, Fantasy time and again has been able to just catch these probes and get into the front of Movie's base. Oh my, what is going on, Movie? Movie is just... I don't know where he's rallying his units. Maybe he's rallying them to the wrong place or something, but he's also building the wrong composition. Where the hell are his Dragoons? I mean, this is ridiculous. Fantasy, at this point in the game, should not be able to get forward with a couple of units and do harassment still in the front door. Oh, man. These Zealots are just asking to get pwned here, and they all take so much damage. That is really unhealthy. Eating mines like that. Bad for your health. It's a carcinogen. Causes cancer. Fantasy right now still has not been able to take care of those patch of buildings at the upper right. Interesting enough. I don't know if he just thinks that... I don't know if he thinks that Movie's just been dropping them there or something, or I guess he just hasn't had the time or the APM to deal with them. I don't know. I feel like Fantasy's APM is probably slower than some of the other very top players. This is just possibly just an observation, I guess, really. I've never read it anywhere, but it just seems that sometimes he's less good at multitasking, but he makes up for a lot by his strategy. But I think he's less good than, say, Lita in multitasking, if you count by pure actions around the map. Anyway, though, it looks like Fantasy's got to face a big drop, a big recall, rather, right in his new base. He anticipates it. He's got a lot of turrets that are going to kill the Arbiter. That's a good, important kill, but... Oh, he's going to lose so many units up here. He's going to lose a lot of his SCVs. He might lose that command center. Is he going to lose the command center? I'm not sure. He's going to go for a counter harassment. There's three photon cannons up there. They're not going to hold very long against this, though. And Fantasy is doing a great job defending his attack here with a lot of units, a lot of mines, rather. It's going to take forever for Movie to clear. So he might even take out that new base. I think Movie's just going to go right in, though, with his Zealots. The Zealots are going to get pwned, though, as they move up. But it's still... Is it worth it? Oh! So there was just way too many speed lots there. Speed lots, manly speed lots for the win. Sometimes you just got to throw in a dozen speed lots to take care of the Terran, to be absolutely honest. I mean... Dragoons wouldn't be able to take care of that nearly in as good time or with actually as few casualties as a lot of Zealots, because the Dragoons would have been slowly killing the mines as the tanks were killing them. Not a good position to be in. Fantasy regaining control of the left side expansion. He really needs to expand again, though, and he has not managed to leave his main 3 bases. There's a huge recall, and this is why recall is so good on this map, as we've seen time and again from players like Stork, and now Movie, showing us why it's so good against Terran. Of course, Jangbi and Stork both just schooling, what's his face, Flash recently. Man, Flash, well, he's going to be around later in the MSL, but Flash has not been seeing good days recently, especially considering how well Fantasy and Lita have been playing. Fantasy right now is gonna still take more and more losses as these attacks come in and just cripple his mining, even though he's managing to hold them off pretty well, and he's also done great harassments. Just these Arbiters are swinging in the game all the way for for Movie, and Fantasy needs to do something. He needs to get tons of turrets, or he needs to get a big attack force in the middle, or he needs to get something like Wraiths even. I mean, something to intercept, or maybe get some Science Vessels. Those are the best counter, of course. Anyway, it looks like Fantasy really has a lot of production going on. He's got a lot of mines in his own base to protect himself against recalls. But at the same time, he has not made any forward motion in a while. Even though he did such a great job of harassing earlier, he has not been able to follow it up here in the mid game, and this is not looking good for him. If that is what's going to happen, oh, it looks like we're going to see a big attack coming from the player here from Movie, and Movie is not going to get a stasis off. That was a nice EMP there from Fantasy. Is he going to get a big stasis with the second Arbiter? I'm not sure. Fantasy getting bottlenecked by his own doorway there. That is not good. Fantasy right now unable to get his units down, but no, he had enough. It looks like he had enough there. So Movie unable to break through, but Fantasy still well, actually that was a win for Fantasy, I guess. We'll see if he has enough forces to move forward here now and try to get a counter, and he needs to get one, so he is. Looks like he is going to make a counter.